friends, welcome back. This is Carmen, your Broadway Stitcher, saying aloha, everybody. Today is Monday, September 10th. I am filming this a little bit early this week, because I am flying to, guess where? Hawaii, woo! In the middle of 2 hurricanes. And I'm screwed on both ends. Hurricane Florence, but that looks like it's just gonna hit the Carolinas. So if any of you are in the Carolinas, please, I am praying for you guys. I hope it's just a lot of rain and nothing worse than that, but it looks like it's gonna be pretty hard. I don't think up here in New York it'll be affected, but my flight leaves on Thursday morning in the middle of all of this stuff. And then we're flying to Honolulu, which is being threatened right now by Hurricane Olivia. So my departure area and my arrival area are both gonna be who knows what crazy. So I expect we're gonna leave late out of New York City. So I will definitely have lots of stitching, don't you worry. But I'm still looking forward to it. We're doing a 7-day cruise. It's a big group cruise. So we're doing we're island hopping, yay, around the islands. I've got the Quilter's Traveler and Crafting Guide. There's quilting, there's needlepoint, there's cross stitch here. So I already made note of all of the stores. I already know where I want to go, right? Because you got to do the important things. But anyways, so I'm looking forward to that. So I am filming a little early because I need to pack. I need to clean my apartment. As small as it is, I still got to clean it, right? So that's going to take a little bit of time, and then I want to make sure that I don't do anything last minute. But I do want to get a video out to you. So yay! What else? Couple of things. So during the time I'm away, I do have some videos preset out there for you to watch, so I hope you like them. Let me know if you like those, if you do or you don't, because I will make more if you do. Yay! And you also may have noticed that you'll see when those come out that they have some special Broadway or play type names. So I'm gonna have a little fun with my videos, right? Because Flosstube is great, but Flosstube is Flosstube. Come on, everybody does Flosstube. So I'm going to name, some of my videos are going to have subset names. For example, we're going to have props department. So maybe when I talk about the tools I use for stitching, or maybe some finish that I have, or something like that, right? Makes sense. Another one is Tech Week. So when you're in rehearsals for a show, you normally rehearse, let's say first you start rehearsing in a rehearsal studio, get down the choreography, the singing, all the major stuff. And then a few weeks before the show actually opens, you actually move into the theater. And then you start doing your rehearsals in the theater itself. And then you'll usually, like most of the time, they have a tech week or weeks, depending on how hard the show is. And that's where you do your run-throughs of the show, full rehearsals, including lights, sounds, props that go on stage. If the stage turns, if you have a turntable, which is those that go in a circle, things like that. If you have moving parts, everything needs to come together, and that takes some work. You want to make sure that the actors are not running into things, and that things are moving in and out of the stage appropriately. So that's called Tech Week. And it's not necessarily just 1 week, right? It could be longer, but Tech Week. So Tech Week videos are going to be things where maybe I show you a technique, technique, tips, things like that, right? And we're just gonna have fun. There's gonna be different kinds of other things. Right now we're in previews. My last episode, I said in previews we change everything because when a show opens to actual audiences, right? So I talked about about the rehearsal process. And that's where, the actors learn their parts, they start moving together, singing together, everything comes together. But one thing that's missing is an actual audience to receive that show. For example, if you have some jokes, or there's some slapstick, or there's some bits that you want to make sure, you know, hit their mark. Or maybe there's a very poignant moment in the show. You don't know how the audience is going to receive that until they actually see the show. So when a show opens, meaning they start performances, they'll be in a period of previews. And in those times, oh my gosh, so much stuff changes. So sometimes it's a lot of fun to go to the first preview and then go to the show again after it opens, right? Because sometimes things change a lot. Sometimes the show is trimmed down, things are taken out, things are put in. Audience reactions are notated, right? Obviously, and what happens, directors and either show manager or someone else takes down copious notes, and each night the actors receive their notes. So I'm gonna post here a funny note that Rachel Bay Jones, she played Dear Evan Hansen's mom in Dear Evan Hansen. So she got a funny note one night, post show notes. But you know, whoever's in charge that day will write notes giving the actors feedback. Maybe they missed some lines, or just things in general. So that's the preview period, and that's where things get changed. So that's why my last video was called In Previews We Change Things, because things are going to change. Once I settle and have more videos and I get more comfortable with whatever the format turns out to be, then we'll go ahead and have an opening night, right? Yay! Opening night, if you're not familiar, is usually, regular people like me are not going to go to opening nights. Opening nights are usually not for sale to the general public. It's you know, the show's producers, their friends, the actors' friends and family and things like that. It's just it's a gala performance, if you want that, to say let's get started. And then after that, the show opens. So when I say a show has opened, that to me means it has done its whole preview process. It has had its opening night and it's open. I know open means, for some people, it just means, hey, the show is running. But not to me. I'm a little more technical than that. And then once the show opens, all your changes are pretty much set. Unless there's something major that happens. God forbid, there's an injury or something like that. Maybe they'll change things up. But for the most part, the show is locked down, which is great, right? So that just gave you a whole lot more information than you probably needed. But that helps you to understand why I have some subtitles on some of my shows. All right, so let's get back to the show, because I have notes, because I always forget. Okay, so last week we had hit 300 plus subscribers. So thank you, yay! Thank you so much, everybody, for subscribing and for joining me here. Right now, we are 377. So if you tell a few more friends, by the time I get back from Hawaii, we may have another giveaway. Yay! And I'm really liking what I'm doing, which is one item or one set of things per 100 subscribers. So last week it was 3 items and we have winners. Yay! Once I hit 400, then we have 4 items. Ooh! And in anticipation, I'm gonna go ahead and buy some things in Hawaii. So look forward to that. Yay! And good luck to everybody. Okay, so speaking of winners, I use, there's a website on the internet. I'll put the link below. If you just want to pick a random comment from your YouTube video, you can do that, and you put the URL for your video, and then you click pick a winner or something like that, and it pops up. And oh my god, it was so easy today. Sometimes, oh my god, it takes forever, because if I'm looking for a keyword, I'm not able to put that keyword in the random generator thing, so I just have to click pick. This time, I kid you not, 1, 2, 3, I have my 3 winners. Yay, so fantastic. All right, so for the postcards, the Christmas postcards, congratulations to Cross My Stitches, yay! There weren't that many people who wanted these, so I'm glad that they will be enjoyed by somebody. Next up is the Lizzie Kate minis. These are Halloween themed, and that goes to C. Scott Siegel. Yay! Congratulations, C. Scott. I don't know, do you go by Scott? Do you go by C. Scott? I think you're in Spain, right? Or somewhere in Europe. So congratulations to you. And then our final winner, which is for the Halloweenie kit. This is the one that I bought 2 of. I guess I just liked it so much I was gonna stitch 2, but don't worry, I don't have to. Kelly Pruitt, congratulations. Okay, and I'm going to leave a little comment on your comment on Wednesday so that you get in touch with me and send me your address. I will send you your winning item when I get back from Hawaii. So look for that when you return. Yay, congratulations. And what am I enjoying during today's show? Well, it's non-alcoholic because people, I've got to do stuff. It's getting late and I still have to do stuff. But my mug today, check it out. Today is a shout out to all of our Canadian Flosstubers. Yay! Not because you're celebrating anything, but because you guys are awesome. So this is my Tim Hortons cup. Last year I went to visit my aunt in Minnesota and we decided to go up to Canada for the day. Yay! It was a long drive. It was a long drive. We stayed just north of the border, but we drove from Minneapolis all the way up to the border, went into Canada, did some day stuff, and then came back into the United States to sleep. Oh my gosh, that took forever. That was a long, long day. But last year it was Canada's 150th anniversary, and I said, Tia, I need to go get me my Tim Hortons cup. So for those of you that don't know, Tim Hortons is like the Dunkin' Donuts of Canada. Yeah. And we actually have a Tim Hortons here in New York City. So any Canadians, you want Tim Hortons? It is on Broadway and 50th or 49th Street or 7th Avenue, something like that. It's right in the Times Square district. Easy to find. So, the other reason I was drinking this is Tuxie Twin Stitches. Girl, I can't believe that you went to Guernsey. Okay, so remember last week I said that I had watched the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society book and movie. So I read the book years ago, saw the movie last week. It was fantastic. Well, she went to Guernsey on vacation. What? All right, girls. So here is my challenge to you. And I'm drinking Canadian. I'm drinking in a Canadian cup. I'm drinking Peruvian tea. This is mate de coca, which is that stuff they give you when you go to Machu Picchu so you don't get altitude sickness. But anyways, all right, Tuxie Twins. Girl, you need to talk to us about your trip to Guernsey. You need to show us some pictures and or videos. I want to know, is it as quaint as I think it is? Because if it is as adorable as it is in the movie, I want to move there. Let's be honest, right? Or at least a vacation home. Let's vacation there, yes. All right, so here's to you, Tuxie Twins, and I hope you tell us all about Guernsey. Yum, 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 yum. All right, let's keep going. If you follow me on Instagram, which I hope you do because I post a lot of stitching on my Instagram, then you will have seen that I went to see my favorite movie, or at least in the top 3 of all time, The Sound of Music, with Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer. Oh, is there a more perfect movie? Oh, is there a more perfect actress? Come on, Julie Andrews. More perfect? I think not. It was fantastic. So it was playing at the big AMC theater here in New York City, and it's playing around the country, I believe, because I saw that other people are going. Oh my gosh, if you haven't seen Sound of Music in the theater, go see it. One of my favorite movies growing up. We saw it every Easter because that's when, probably like NBC or one of the regular stations, we didn't have cable growing up, so one of the regular TV stations would always show it during Easter time. and we always watched it. Oh, we loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. Of course, I have the whatever anniversary DVD, and for a 53 plus year movie, wow. Okay, fun fact, are you ready? The Sound of Music movie was based on the Sound of Music Broadway show. Wah! Exactly, yes. It is a Rodgers and Hammerstein musical. It's actually the last Rodgers and Hammerstein written musical because Mr. Hammerstein died less than a year after Sound of Music, the Broadway show came out. But it won Tony Awards, just like the movie won Academy Awards. And Julie Andrews, come on. Oh, I love her, love her, love her. I cannot wait for a Sound of Music Broadway revival. I will be there, and it will probably be my record-breaking show because I'll go see it all the time. Oh, I love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so if you haven't, go check it out. Look at fathomevents.com. They do a lot of these showings of older movies, which is awesome. Oh my God, you see some of the best stuff. And you know, the Sound of Music came out in 1965. I was not alive in 65. I know some of you were, and I love you all, but I wasn't. So seeing it on the big screen, wow, what a difference. Oh, I just want to go back and see it again. Oh, I love it. Okay, so what's next on the list? Because I am sticking to my list. Excellent. All right, whips without an S, because really I have one whip, and if you follow me on Instagram, you know what that is. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, I continue my journey of the blue and the brown and the yellow and the gold, which is Long Dog Sampler / So-and-So UK year-long mystery South. Whew, that is quite a mouthful. So this week I have really filled in this, basically filled in this whole hoop. Yay. Let's see. I filled in all of the border, all of this section up here. I also did all these letters, HIKTU, and then half of this little emblem here was not stitched. I love the progress I've made this week. It is fantastic. Oh, there we go. That's a good view. Yay. And remember, this is DMC 111, variegated thread. And look at the variation of variegation. Whew. Look at that T. That is a bright ass mother compared to the U, especially in this corner. That's basically brown. This is the lightest yellow. And that's the beauty of this floss, is that you do get all that huge amount of variation. I love it. Okay, and real live, look, we're gonna unhoop. Yay! Because number one, you can see the bigger piece. And number two, I can move the hoop so I can finish the section, because let me show you, I'm almost done with the section. Oh, look. All right, look at what's left. Ah, 2 letters and a little bit of that border on the top. Excellent. So I need a G here and an S, right? P-R-S-T, yeah. So G and S, and then this little bit of border. Oh, baby. You know, I still have to pack, which I'm gonna do tomorrow, Tuesday. But this is definitely gonna get stitched tomorrow, because if that's all I have, oh yeah, I'm going to be staying up late. Because who cares, right? I can sleep on the plane. And if that's all that I have left, then I can have at least the top bars. The first 3 months, which is that top section. You see up to where the Z is, the row of the Z? Those were the first 3 months. Then I can start filling in the next 3 months, which is this whole cavernous space here. And that way, in a few days, I think it's September 17, we get the next section here, and then I can play with that alphabet that I told you about. This is not going to Hawaii with me. Oh no, I do not want baggage to get lost. I do not want hurricanes to steal my luggage. I don't want to see anything flying away. This baby is not going. Nope, 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 nope. It's too beautiful. I'm loving it. It needs to stay safely at home. So if my long dog Samplers is not going with me on the trip, what is going? And this is not to say that these are projects that I wouldn't mind getting blown away by the hurricane, but it's stuff that's brand new or recently started. So if I have to restart it, that's not too bad. Before I talk about that though, I wanna shout out two people here because it's kind of funny. We have a brand new Flosstuber, yay! Welcome Amber, the introverted stitcher. Number one, I love your channel name. I am an ISTP. So any of you who have done the Myers-Briggs personality test, and I highly recommend it. It's quite humorous in that it's fun to see your personality type and then read what, whatever you get, here's what the general description is, and you're like, yeah, that's me. I am an ISTP. Yeah, totally ISTP. But it's funny because she mentioned being an introvert, right? I am totally an introvert. I know I may sound a little bit excited here, and that's because I'm talking to my phone, basically. But me in big places, ooh, it's a little scary. It's kind of like, yeah, you invited me, like, let's make plans for a month ahead of time. And then the day before and the day of, I'm like, oh man, are they gonna cancel? I hope they cancel, right? It's terrible, I know. So how am I going to StitchCon with 300 people next year? I don't know. But you know what? We're all Stitchers, so at least that gives me something to connect with you about. But if it was me going to some random event with 300 strangers, no, that would not have happened. No, thank you. I'm the kind of person that once I know you, I open up. But if I don't know you, you will never hear me because I will not come up to you. You have no idea how nervous I was at StitchCon this past year. I did not know anybody, not one person. And then to see all these Flosstubers that I'm fangirling here, right? Pam and Steph and Buckeye Stitcher and Stitching in Sequence. I didn't even say hello to McKenna because I was so intimidated. Michelle Bendy, It Is Kismet, Lorraine from Rags to Riches, who was my roommate, so now I know her and now I can actually talk to her. But so many Flosstubers that, it's just like, oh my gosh, you exist. Can I get your autograph? But anyways, so she talked about it, and then Julie, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world, was also talking about the same thing. So maybe it's introvert week. I am definitely gonna get an introverts t-shirt for StitchCon. So get your best introvert shirt. Let's introverts unite separately at home. And today's t-shirt is a Grand Canyon t-shirt. On the back is what I want to show you, but I'm not going to turn around and give you my butt because it's not pretty. I'll show a picture right here. This t-shirt you can only buy at the north rim of the Grand Canyon. I hiked the Grand Canyon rim to rim. So we started at the south rim and we went all the way down to Phantom Ranch. It's about 7-ish miles. We went all the way across to the north side. It's about 8-ish miles. And then we went all the way up another 7-ish miles to the north part. And we did it all in one day. So don't do this at home, kids. We trained for an entire semester. So this was one of those classes I took at in Arizona. Yeah, one of those lovely community college classes, which I have credit for, was training for a semester to hike the Grand Canyon rim to rim in one day. Yay, and I did it. Ooh, it wasn't fast, it wasn't pretty, but it happened. It's one of those amazing things that you feel like you're dying while you're doing it, but when you're done, you're thinking, oh my Lord, that was amazing. What a life experience. And seeing the canyon that close, the geology changes as you come down. You get red rocks. The north part of the Grand Canyon is beautiful. It's much more wooded than the north side. It's also 1,000 feet higher. So it does get a lot of snow on the north side, not as much on the south side, which is good, I guess, because that's where everybody goes, the south part of the Grand Canyon. If you haven't been to the Grand Canyon, I highly recommend it. It's beautiful. Pictures do not do it justice. Make sure that you go to a sunrise or a sunset. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. But anyways, that is my shirt. Yay. Okay. And I think that's it. The last thing I want to talk about is what projects I'm taking with me on board, because I'm going to be optimistic that I'm going to stitch one or all of these things, right? I'll probably stitch 0, but ABC, right? Oh, ABS, it always bring stitching. Always bring cross stitch, that's what it is. ABC, always bring cross stitch. The first thing I'm going to take with me, and I wanted to have a Hawaii themed project because this is going to be a pretty big trip. As I mentioned, I am definitely going to go to both cross stitch and quilt stores. There are some quilt patterns I already saw. I already have my list. And I actually sent an email to one of the quilt stores to make sure that they have all the stuff in stock. Whoops. Did I do that? It is going to be a spend-worthy trip. A very spendy. But you know what? September is my birthday month. And it's going to be happy birthday to me all month long. Or at least this next week. Because I'm not going to have any money left when I get back. Wow, wow, wow. But anyways, I'm going to be completely sorry, not sorry on these things. And I'm gonna get smaller projects because I want to actually be able to finish them. I bought some stuff. So I did a cruise, similar style to Alaska 2 years ago. And I bought some stuff. How much have I stitched of it? Yeah, 0. So I'm hoping that for Hawaii, I can make that 100% of at least one project. So, I wanted to do a Hawaii themed project. So what I'm going to do is punch needle. And this is that Logan stand that everyone's been grabbing. I do have the 10-inch. This is the 7-inch. It's the smaller part. I have the 10-inch and I have the little diagonal things. I may just stitch in hand because if I'm stitching this on the ship, it's gonna be a little awkward, I think, if I have this huge thing. But if I just have this, that's a little more doable. And I have punch needled before. I actually learned at Attic Needlework down in Arizona back when they were in their original location, the one that was really close to the highway. Now they moved even further south. Oh my gosh. But anyways, so it says Aloha, and it's that small, so it's gonna be like this. Because I'm gonna do an Altoid tin cover. So it's gonna be like this. Yay! And I'm gonna go to Fiddlesticks 2 in Oahu. So in Honolulu, Waikiki area on the first day, hopefully. If we don't get rained out and if we don't land there late, that I can't go, I will go there the first day or the second day. I'm definitely gonna go. I already told my friend, listen, you gotta give me 90 minutes to go do my cross stitching and quilting shopping. Okay, anyways, so my plan is to go to Fiddlesticks and to buy some fancy floss, so that has some variegation in like a green, blue, aquamarine kind of colorway. And then this I'll do in a white. So maybe like a chalk or an off-white, just something with a little bit more texture than just like a B 5200. That's way too white. But then that way the floss can be from Hawaii and the design will be Hawaiian, and then I will put this here and I'll finish it and whatnot. I also, I'm I'm planning on making 2. So one for my roommate, who's also my friend, and one for me. So we'll see how that goes. Let's get the first one done, and then we'll see about the second one, right? All right, so that is project number 1, and that's gonna be fun. Especially if I can do it on the beach. Oh, how fun is that? Aloha. Aloha on the beach. Yay. Okay, project number 2 is a secret project. Something I'm trying to design, so I can't tell you what that is. Project number 3 is the Peace on Earth Sal. Yay! So, Sarah and stitching all the things. I will have some progress, I hope. So here is the pre-picture. Yay! Just snow. I just gotta finish that last row there. Hopefully by the time I come back, you will see more than just snow. Oh, so here's an example. This is whitewash. This is what I'm using on Peace on Earth Sal. I could use that for the punch needle, but we'll see. Okay. What else? Let me see. Was I planning on taking anything else? Oh yes, I was gonna take my Halloweenie. So the second one of these, the one that I'm working on, I'm gonna take that, I think. And then, oh, I didn't bring it. Oh, it's a digital pattern anyways, I can't show you. Witchy Stitcher, I'll put her name up here. On Etsy, has a Ouija board right here on black fabric. And I have the fabric. Do I have the fabric? Yeah, I think. 99%. Yes, I do have the fabric because I got it at Deer Hill Farm cross stitching that one time I went. So I'm gonna take that because I figure, yes, it's on black fabric, but if I can stitch during the day, maybe, you know, once we're back on the ship and before it's dinner, because dinner's at 6 p.m. Oh my God, so early. The problem is that all of our excursions and activities are gonna be super early. Basically when the ship docks, we're out of there. So everything's early and whatnot, but whatever. So if there's still daylight, I can stitch on black fabric in the daylight. Yay. So we'll see. I know I'm being very optimistic, but I'd rather have projects and not do them than have time with no projects, right? How terrible is that? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna buy more stuff there anyways. But anyways, so one thing I do want to do is buy some Hawaiian fabric and make me some project bags. Ooh, maybe that will be part of the 400 subscriber giveaway. Who knows, right? Okay, I think that's it for my stuff. Yes. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I try to keep this a little bit shorter. Probably not because I just keep going on tangents. Hope you enjoy the chat. Those extra videos will come out during the time I'm away. Please continue to like, subscribe. I think it's over here. Like, subscribe, click the little bell for notifications. Tell your friends so we can hit 400 subscribers and have a Hawaii themed giveaway. And I will see you soon. Bye. Happy stitching. Aloha.